Hi there, and welcome to Music of Magic. Today, we're going to be giving you 5 guitar tips. Here we go! Tip number 1 is what we call the C position. The C position ultimately is the shape of our left hand. We use the tips of our fingers as well as our thumb. So when we're pushing on the strings like this, pinching the strings in the neck, it creates the letter C. So if I'm going to play the 2nd fret of the 1st string like this, when I take the neck away, I'm making the letter C. The thumb, the tip of the thumb is below, and the tip of my index is on the string, giving it a push. That is what we call the C position. This is one of the most important things when first beginning guitar. It's not just when you're beginning though. A lot of people have the poor habits of their thumb curling over or going in the direction of the neck, or we've even seen it coming out the bottom, or not even using it at all. We want to make sure your thumb, the tip of your thumb, is right below the neck. Tip number 2, relax your palm on the bridge. Relaxing your palm on the bridge gives your hand some place to relax, as well as gives your guitar some support, rather than what we call floating above the strings. When we float above the strings, we do much more aiming for the string because we are floating. These strings are fairly close together. And so when you're doing your best to aim for the string, it's very easy to hit the wrong string. It's also very easy to hit more than just the string you meant to hit. When you relax your palm on the bridge, your hand does not have to float. There's much less tension, and you are not aiming for the strings. If you're playing the 1st string and your palm is here, if you are moving towards the 6th string, your palm can move with you, and you don't have to float doing your best to aim for each and every string. So let your palm relax on the bridge, especially when plucking notes. Tip number 3, pushing next to the frets. When we're first beginning playing, one of the hardest things is knowing exactly where to put our fingers on the fretboard. We want to put our fingers, our fingertips, right next to the frets. We don't want to push on the actual metal frets, but right next door. I like to think of our metal frets as a campfire. And it's nighttime, we're camping. You want to keep your fingers warm right next to the campfire, but we don't want to burn ourselves. The easiest place to get the best sounding note is right next to the fret, pushing all the way down. Tip number 4, pushing all the way down to the wood. Another common thing we'll see in the beginning is not pushing all the way down to the wood. If we don't push down all the way to the wood when playing our notes, a couple things might happen. Either the note won't come out at all, or we can also get the note partially coming out but that little vibration sound coming with it. And that's it vibrating on the wood, and we don't want that. We want it pushed all the way down so that ultimately the string goes over the fret and vibrates. We don't want the string vibrating against the fret, or we get that buzzy sound. So if you hear this, that means you're almost there. Make sure that your finger is next to the fret and not on top. And push all the way down to the wood. Yes, in the beginning, it might feel like you have to push quite hard. And that is not just you. But the easiest place to push is right next to the fret and all the way down to the wood. My suggestion of something to try is take one note, give it a push right next to the fret all the way down to the wood, and let it ring out. That's a great thing to do with each finger. If the note rings out, that means the note is successful and that you're pushing all the way down to the wood successfully. Otherwise, you'll hear that ringing noise or it won't come out at all. Tip number 5, scoop picking. Scoop picking is with our pick being scooped, kind of like chips and guacamole. One thing that can happen is when we're getting comfortable using our pick, we think about picking down, especially if we've started playing with the first string. When we play the first string, we don't have a pick below. So if we pluck directly down towards the ground, there's nothing to hit. But if we do the same thing with the second string, we will hit the first string. So scoop picking is when we scoop our pick to pluck the string. We're plucking up just a little bit, just as if your pick was going to go over the next string. Now, we don't want to give it too big of a pick either. We don't want to go too far. But if it was to, you know that you would go over the string next door. And if you are using alternative picking, where we pick both up and down, we want to scoop both directions. That way, if your pick does go further to the next string's distance, you will go over the string rather than accidentally hitting the string next door. Give your pick little scoops rather than straight down picks. All right, those were our 5 tips, but we've got one more for you. We've got a bonus tip. And our bonus tip is to keep your guitars out. So think about this. Are you more likely to pick your guitar up when it's in its case, in another room, in the back of the closet, behind stuff? Or are you more likely to pick up your guitar when you've got it sitting right here in a guitar stand or against your bed, something like that, easy to just go and pick up? You are much more likely to get in some good playing when it's easy to see. A good reminder that, oh, there it is, that's right, maybe I should give my guitar some love. Or a reminder, yeah, that sounds fun, I want to go make some music right now. Rather than in its case, in the back of a closet in another room. That definitely has a much different mindset and takes a bit more remembrance and potential planning for that to come out. So our bonus tip is to keep your guitar out and in an easy place to find. All right, I hope you have enjoyed these 6 tips and have found at least a couple of these helpful for you and your playing. We will see you next time. Keep on playing.